What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Dropping Knowledge podcast. I'm sitting down today with the OG homies. We got Rhodes and Dave on the line. What's up, my dudes?
Hi, how are you?
I gotta apologize because we did this like 3 weeks ago and my camera equipment and everything was new and it fucked up and I had to scrap the entire fucking episode. So I'm gonna keep
It
looking.
was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
I thought it was average. I thought we could have done better.
We can try to remember what we talked about in the previous episode and like rehash some of that stuff, but some big fucking things have changed. So I'm going to keep looking at the camera and make sure everything's good. That way this episode goes out. Guys, if you're not liking these wherever you're listening to them, whether it's YouTube and leaving comments or rating us on Apple and shit like that, you're fucking up. You got to keep doing that. Give us ratings and give us some feedback that way.
Subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe.
Yeah, that way we have motivation.
That doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Sounds
that
good.
messes with your numbers.
Sounds good at
Puts
least.
you on the top trending. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So last time I think it was about 3, maybe even 4 weeks ago. We were talking about RHOADS specifically, and you were about to have a child.
Yeah, I had sex. So
You
we were talking about that.
Confirmed sex haver. You had a sex party.
Yeah, had a sex party and everything. Kicked the soccer ball and it exploded with blue dust. So that was pretty cool. And my little guy is now officially here. So last podcast that didn't get recorded right or whatever happened, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We were talking a lot about him coming, and now he's here. He's on Earth side now instead of vagina side. So
Boom
it's very
side.
exciting. Yeah.
You got to get
Hell yeah, dude.
You got to get vagina side every once in a while, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Once the doctor clears it, yeah.
Yeah.
You know. But
Have
yeah,
you been
it's,
vagina side lately,
de-
Dave?
Say one more time.
I said, have you been vagina side lately?
I don't think that I've ever tried to like crawl up into my wife's hoo-ha, if that's what you're talking about.
No, I mean not exactly what I
Probably
was
hot
thinking.
in there.
Hot and
Yeah, I don't
moist.
think that I would want to be in there.
Probably pretty warm. But yeah,
Um,
dude. So almost 3 weeks in. Almost 3 weeks in.
Hell yeah! So congrats on that.
Shout out to the dumpster that commented on the first picture I posted of my son saying, "Hey, we miss you on the podcast." So
Hell yeah!
there you go.
Whoever
Yeah.
that was, shout out
I
to you.
appreciate that. I appreciate that on my son's first Instagram picture. That's what you thought to say. I appreciate you.
Can we say his name on the podcast?
I don't even. Let me look. Is this bad podcast? Oh shit! Why is
Your phone's on.
that on?
I don't know.
Yeah, why is that on?
Taking
Wait,
videos of
All
it?
right.
Town, were you asking about his son's name or?
Yeah, no, I
Oh,
mean,
my son's name?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my son's name is Wesley. He'll
Okay.
never be called that ever again. His name's Wes.
I was
Um,
like, Rhodes, you have to look up your son's name.
But here's no, sorry, hold on. Let me see here.
Dude, Wes Rhodes would be a good
find-
porn star name. Just saying. Is that too soon?
That's a little too soon.
Wes Rhodes is a
Here we go.
powerful name.
So who's this? From Sean Moore, Instagram user, not just a Jeep. Congrats at RHOADS. Make an appearance on the DK pod sometime, dude. We miss ya.
Hell yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Here
Sean.
I am.
We're here. I'm surprised you agreed to do the podcast so soon because I figured like you'd be on baby duty and stuff around the clock.
I mean, so here's the thing, guys, for those of you that haven't had sex yet. You realize real quickly, like, you can help during the day. Like, I can hold him. He can, like, lay with me when I watch TV or whatever. After that, there's nothing you can really do. You can change a diaper, change him, but these things don't make milk, you know?
True.
There's only so much you can do. Like, the middle of the night, like, I wake up for, like, moral support, but, like, I can't. I'm just there to help. I can't, you know? They do this thing, I guess, on a little side note, they do this thing with babies called like skin to skin, right? So like you take your shirt off and they lay on you like in just a diaper. It's supposed to be like with the pheromones you give off and all kinds of stuff. It like bonds with the baby. It gets them to smell, right? So I'm laying there one night.
You guys read way too many books.
I know it's a thing. They do that at the hospital. No. You ever notice when a woman delivers a baby, the first thing they do is take the baby and throw the baby right up on her chest?
Yeah.
It's skin to skin immediately for bonding. It's a thing. But anyway, like read a book, Dave. But the one night I'm laying there or sitting in a chair with him, I'm holding him, and like they do this thing where like their head bounces up. His head was slowly moving towards my nipple, and I was like, Jack, you got to come get him because like if this little dude latches on my nipple right now, I will never be able to look at him the same his entire life. Like, dude, you tried to breastfeed off me. Like it'll be 17, I'll be coaching him in baseball, and that's what I'll flash back to.
You're
Him
gonna
trying to suck on my nipple.
bite onto your nipple. That couldn't feel too good. I don't know.
No, no, and he'd get hair in there from my 8 hairs on my nipple, so
Ugh, just long
it wouldn't
stringers
be
in
great.
there. What's the like everyone I have no experience with children at all, not even like really watching children, but what like
Sure.
everyone talks about, oh, it changes my life so much. Has it really like changed your perspective on like anything? I mean, I'm sure you're living life for the family as you've been thinking about for the past 9 months, but
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about this. What's it's weird. It's not even like your day-to-day changes. It's not even like your basic mindset changes, but then it's like I had this thought like maybe the first day he was home that it's just like, well, doesn't matter what happens to me from here on out. Like as long as this little dude's okay, like, like it's not about you at all anymore. Like
yeah.
whatever you got to do to keep this little person alive and good to go, like I could go die in a ditch tomorrow if it meant that he was okay. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's again, it wasn't even like a conscious thought, but it just like all of a sudden, it's like just like came over me that I thought like that. I'm like, I don't know, like
It's like having a dog
it's weird.
times 30, times 100.
Up times a zillion. We have a dog times a zillion. Like we love the shit out of our dog. Like I'd throw him in front of a car, but if I had to. You know what I'm saying? Like I know it sounds terrible, but like it's just a whole other level. Like I don't know any other way to say it.
Damn.
So yeah,
So
I don't know. It just yeah, crazy, crazy life. But I'm still me, still living my life.
still out there doing big things. You think you're next, Dave?
Oh, you mean like, well, Rhodes is probably next again, I'm assuming,
Ooh,
if that counts.
already thinking about that, dude?
Me or Dave?
You.
Well, Jack, the whole time she was pregnant, was like, "I'm never doing this again." And we were going for a walk yesterday. And she's like, "So, do you think you'd want to like start trying for a second in like September or October?" I'm just like, we go from not wanting to do this ever again to like getting right back on it. I'm down for it. I've always been told by people like if you want to have more than one, you do it close together. So like
Yeah.
you're just in diapers for 4 years, and like like instead of like, oh, he's 6 now, let's have another one, and then it's back to diaper life, back to all that shit. So if we're gonna
Yeah.
do it, we're gonna do it pretty shortly here in the future, next within the
Then,
next year,
then
I
yeah,
think.
then I'm probably not next. It's probably Rhodes for number two. Oh, my cat
Again.
sees something in the background. Oh, what's he?
I just,
We're
the
we're gonna
world
get
needs more of my genetics out in it. The world needs as much of my DNA out there circulating as possible.
I think you're onto something there. The world would be a better place with more roads running around. I think you're right though. Like I don't have any plans on having kids, but if I did have a kid, I would want I would feel bad like raising an only child.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
I
know,
don't know.
like I feel like they need a sibling to grow up with to like develop more like communication skills and shit. I don't know. I don't fucking know anything about kids, but I feel
None of these
like
kids these days are gonna have any communication skills like we have. They're gonna grow up on the internet. Like their communication skills are gonna be so different from what we grew up with.
that's
I feel
true.
like
But
yes, Dave, exactly.
I'm just thinking about like growing up, especially like doing stuff with my older cousins. Like I have so many stupid memories of us like doing wild shit as children, as kids. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but Cousins is just practically friends.
yeah, but I'm saying like what you would have to have another kid like neighbor nearby for your kid to hang out with, or they would have to like go and visit their cousins all the time. I lived like I could walk to two of my cousins' house, actually more of I could walk to like almost all of my cousins' houses growing up, just because I lived in such a small town. But I don't know.
I think it's sad that no kid will have like the childhood that we had. Like
Yeah,
just
dude.
being little park rats and Chewy and going to the pool every day, like and roaming the streets and doing it like
I
that
don't think
doesn't
that's
exist
true.
anymore.
I don't think that's true. They put an skate park right down the street from me, and those kids are like, I mean, I go there and they're like I was. It makes me feel good.
They call you
I guess,
dad.
but dude, every day from
How do you
like
know that?
8 o'clock in the morning till when it got dark out, like we were out just doing whatever the hell we wanted. Like,
Yeah,
I
dude.
don't know. I just don't think that's a thing anymore.
I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast that I fucked up in the past, but I've talked about it with other friends. Like I had Brett Sanko on, and him and I did one
Mhm.
together, and I think I talked about it before too. But like, I'm so happy we grew up in the time that we did. Like before,
Oh
like
yeah.
born before the internet, started life before the internet, and were around as it was developing. So we kind of grew up with it. Like to be just born
Mhm.
straight into it. I feel like the next upcoming generations are gonna be like,
Or
fuck.
or if we were 5 or 10 years older and we'd be like tech illiterate and not know how to do anything, like we hit that sweet spot.
Yeah, we
Where I
really
can still
did.
remember I can remember VHS tapes, but I also know how to download a PDF.
I
Like
Oh dude.
I think the older
I had the
generation
Rugrats soundtrack on cassette.
on cassette.
On cassette.
What kind of
I don't know.
soundtrack is with the Rugrats? Like the Baba that thing?
Well, no, there was the Rugrats movie. It was the Rugrats movie soundtrack.
Oh, they had a Phil Collins song on that, didn't they? Or is that was Tarzan maybe?
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't tell me my internet is quitting on me right now. All right, we're back. Sorry, my fucking internet just crashed for some reason. Has no reason doing that because it's business class and it should be fast as fuck. But the universe doesn't want us to do this podcast. Anyway, what the fuck were we even talking about?
I don't know,
Dave
but
and I
on our
had an
hiatus,
ice
I
cream
went.
break.
Yeah, I got ice cream,
Yeah,
and
the
my cat wants.
I went offline for 2 minutes and I come back and Dave's eating fucking ice cream. And what are you eating, Rhodes? What is that?
I have a Snickers ice cream bar.
Yo, all right. Here's a question for you. We were talking about going to our local park and pool and skate park and stuff like that in the summer, and our pool had a concession stand. What was your go-to concession stand at the Shoey pool? Like, what would you get? Swedish fish, big pixie sticks.
A slice of Louis pizza.
Oh, I forgot they did that.
I would get the super long straw pixie sticks
Yeah, they're like 3 feet long.
or Fun Dip, where it was like
Mm.
the sugar like oval thing that you dipped into more sugar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they also had those little SpongeBob like hamburger gummy things.
Oh, you
I would
like
eat the
those
shit out
things?
of those. Oh, it's so
The
good. I
gummy
love them.
gummy Krabby
I would eat
Patties?
them. I would hold them up and I would eat them like a little miniature hamburger in like 2 bites. Like I'd actually like bite through the bun and all the layers and everything.
It's like
Yeah,
the meme of Squidward when he's trying Krabby Patties for the first time. He like sticks his
needs the
teeth out. And he
tiniest.
goes, "Eh." Dave, what are you doing with your cat right now?
My cat's begging for my ice cream, so I'm just fucking with him.
He's like, let me eat it.
What about you? What was your go-to?
I forgot they did Louis Pizza. So Louis was a small pizza shop. I guess they're still around. Yeah, pizza shop in our area, and they would just order like 3 or 4 pizzas, and then they would sell slices at the pool. Mine would be a slice of Louis Pizza and a Chipwich. And if you don't fuck with Chipwiches, you're wrong.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did
I
you?
mean, I was a big
I
I was a
just
big seeds guy. I ate a lot of sunflower seeds.
only out the
But
baseball field.
but yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm referencing. So I didn't have a pool concession stand when I was growing up. So I only had the concession stand at baseball games,
Uh,
and I would do a lot of seeds. I would do some pixie sticks, Swedish fish.
Did you have the
Fun
giant
Dip.
one in the big plastic tube?
Yeah, yeah,
Pixie
yeah.
stick, like
giant.
the super long one?
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Those were the best. Um,
And it was super challenging to not get like the sugar at the top wet, and then it all like clogged at the top, and you couldn't finish it unless you like
Mhm.
squeegeed it
you
out.
gotta like waterfall it into your mouth. You can't like get your lips all
There's an
over it.
art form. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. They had distance there. Yeah.
Dude, I wonder how much sugar was in that because thinking about that now, that is so fucking bad for you. It's insane.
Tube of sugar. It's like, yo, it's like Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid's just sugar water. But
Yeah,
did you
pretty
guys
much.
see that little clip going around of those comedians
Yeah,
and the one dude like
Tom
with this giant
Segura.
Yeti filled with Kool-Aid? And
Dude,
like, oh, look at that guy. Good for him. He just drinks water. And they're like, no, it's actually just fucking Kool-Aid in there.
he's like, yeah, starting my morning with some Kool-Aid. And Tom's like,
It's 64
fucking
ounces of
what?
Kool-Aid.
Dude, I was laughing so hard at that because it's such a stupid thing, but oh my god, everyone was crying on that podcast.
It's just delicious.
Dude, baseball games though, I remember we even had a concession stand in Charlottesville, and like it's so weird to even
Sharp.
think about that. I would like ride my bike to baseball games and practice and stuff like that, but
What
um,
age did you play baseball till?
I think I might have played my freshman year in high school, and then I stopped because I started skiing. Um,
Yeah.
or it might have even been earlier than that. It might have been like middle school that I stopped, but I'm not a structured sports type of person. Like I did it because my friends were there. I remember running fucking track, dude, in ninth grade. And I might have done like triple jump or some shit or just long jump. I don't know.
You do the
I,
pole vault?
yeah, I pole vaulted in high school all 4 years.
I've tried it,
Dave,
but
you would.
yeah, that's a
It was
Dave
So
thing.
that's like the
awesome.
most extreme. That's the most extreme sport, regular sport you could possibly do. So of course Dave would do that. Like
Oh, dude, I got
that
hurt
just is
too.
yeah.
On
You
the
ever
days when you were
You ever have
tired.
the
you ever miss the bag
Mhm.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
and then you like
That's what I
land
was gonna
back on
you
the
ever
say.
have
track?
the pole?
Okay, I'm sick of this.
You ever have the pole go somewhere bad?
Wait, the pole what?
Hit you in the
Go
nuts?
somewhere bad that it wasn't intended to?
No, I've watched a couple of poles break on for other people.
Oh,
I saw that and people just like tomahawk through the air. It's pretty awesome.
Hmm.
There were a lot of times where like if you were tired, right, the way that you're like the physics behind it is all your energy is set up to be perfect based on like the flex of your pole and like how tall you are and how fast you're running. So like if everything isn't perfect, there's a lot of times where you're like not making it into the pit. And there were a lot of times where like the pole bends, right? And then you're like almost to the pinnacle where you need to be, but like maybe you like drank too much the night before and you didn't have all the energy you needed. So you only got to here and then the pole like snaps back because you weren't running fast enough and just throws you like back out onto the track from 10 feet in the air.
And then
yeah,
you just gotta flail and then
I'm
hope you
good on
land on your
that.
feet.
Well, dude, but Talon, you and I are like experts at falling.
Yeah, I'm definitely good at falling, but
We learned that from a young age, so I was okay.
yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. Like I explain that a lot with, I mean, whenever like skiing is brought up or skating or fucking biking, whatever it may be, um, people, I think it's just something that you learn as a kid. Like you fall so much that you get fucked up, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna change the way I land, or like
Hmm.
I'm gonna roll onto my fucking shoulder rather than stick my arm straight out so that it
I
fucking snaps as a kid.
was gonna say, what's the biggest? I got a one wheel about a month ago. What's
Oh
your biggest
yeah.
piece of advice for falling off of that thing?
Fucking don't.
Yeah, so
I know
one
I
wheels are
haven't yet. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say one wheels are not meant for top speed. Like the first thing that people do, and Rachel and I take them as like a party trick. To like I took like we took them to your sex party. The
Yeah.
first thing that drunk people want to do is see how fast that they can go on them, and it's either like accelerate fast or top speed fast,
That was
and
the
that's a bad idea.
that was the first thing you did, Dave, when you stepped on mine in the
Yeah,
driveway.
and I was scarred for like probably 2 or 3 months from that.
Yeah, you're
Like
like
I
that,
would
that
like,
thing's dumb. It's so dumb. Why would you ever ride one of
uh
those? And now
I
you have
love
like
it.
four.
I love it now. I've like 80 some miles on it already. Like I'm cruising. Like I love it. And like I know it's not meant to go as fast as humanly possible. And like that's one of the things I so my brother-in-law Jordan lives with us. He bought one after riding around on mine. He bought an electric scooter, didn't really like it, returned it, and got a pint because he had so much fun riding around on mine. And like I
Yeah.
kept telling him, I'm like, you need to watch for like that pushback. Cause like you see all those compilation videos all over YouTube of people launching off the front. And
Yep.
like, if anyone ever says that they launch off the front because they don't feel that, they're lying. Like, it is so very clear when that tilts the front of that board up on you that like you know that
For
that
sure.
thing is telling you cool down a little bit. So
That's what I was gonna
yeah,
say. Like
but
listening to the board and the pushback is like the main thing, but it's hard to it's hard to explain to people because you can say like, oh, the front end will lift up and it'll like give you resistance,
mhm,
but it's the feeling like you said, it's very prominent. You can fucking feel it pushing back on you. But if you don't listen to
yeah.
that and you're like, oh, I feel like I can go faster, you're gonna fucking nosedive.
Oh, I mean, I know for sure I could go faster than what it maxes out at, but the board will not allow it. So I
Exactly.
will
I'm
slow
curious.
down. Like it's just it is what it is.
I'm curious to see like what a refresh will be because I feel like they could change the top speed to 25 miles an hour easily. Like I think with a
Well, because
software
the EUCs like fly.
is what?
The electric unicycles,
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh
those
yeah,
things.
those
I've
things
seen
do.
people hit like 15-foot jumps on those things before. It's like insane.
Yeah, I got tagged in that video like 100 times last week.
Yo,
Yeah.
did you see? Not to have this turn into a one wheel commercial. Did you see that dude when they were doing like the like trail races and shit? The guy going up that wooden ramp and then it banks around, but the dude got air and like flipped his one wheel around and kept going like it was nothing.
Yeah.
How the fuck can you do that? Like that boggled my mind that
I
he can
don't
even
know.
flip it perfectly and then keep his balance landing on it while moving. Like that was nuts.
And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they said that that was first try too, which I don't know if they were
First
saying that as a
try.
joke, but like dude, it fucking gnarly.
Crazy.
I think he was on a pint too, wasn't he? He was on the smaller
Mm.
one.
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, he went up for people not
Crazy.
watching this on the video podcast. He went up like a mountain bike ramp kind of, and then there was like a foot gap, and he launched up it and had his fingers underneath like where the grab handle is, and he finger flipped it. Basically, did like a kick flip and fucking landed on it, and then rode it out to the other end, which is
Like and kept
insane.
going like as smooth as can be. Like
Yeah.
like he didn't even do anything. He just got back on and was riding it like craziness.
There's
But
people who
yeah,
like
I just
slide curbs and shit with them and do just like really big drops.
yeah.
Like I can drop off a curb no problem, but people are dropping off of like things taller than them, like 6, 7 foot drops just onto. Hopefully they land on the tire and don't smack either side, but even if you do, they'll smack the board and then just like level out right away. It's fucking gnarly.
I never realized how many aftermarket things there are that people make.
Yeah, there's a
Like those
lot.
float plates and shit, so you can do that. Like there's so much shit. I don't know. I just like to cruise. It's fun.
People put I think they're called fangs on the front of them. Did you have those on
Yeah, we've
yours,
got them.
Dave? Do you like
We've got
them?
them on Derek, Rachel's one wheel.
So for
Well, they
for
help a
people who
little bit.
don't know what a one wheel even is, I mean, you're SOL at this point. I've shown them on my channel a million times, but fangs are like two little tiny plastic wheels that they put underneath the front foot pad. That way, if you do go too fast and push further than the push back, then instead of it hitting the ground, yeah, right there, Dave can show you. You guys got to watch this on fucking YouTube because it's way better to watch it on YouTube.
Here's Rachel's one wheel. His
So
name is Derek.
Hell yeah.
So when you start out with those fangs, can you push straight through pushback and actually ride on the wheels? Because I've seen people do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I've tried it a couple times, and it's slightly scary, but you can do it.
Yeah, that's so dangerous because it's not at a 45-degree angle, but it's extremely angled when you do it like that.
Also, just so you know, Rachel put this thing. If anybody knows what Naruto is, it's Naruto's sexy jutsu
She got her
on her board,
she got her
and
boobies
it's
out.
like we take this to parties and stuff, and there's always kids there. And I'm like, why did you put this on here when you know there's going to be kids riding this thing all the time? Can you see that, Rhodes?
Jeez Louise. I did now. Good God.
Yeah,
The cleavage on that.
Why does it say
yeah.
Derek on
It's nice
her
though.
Because
thing?
Derek's the name of her
That's
one
his
wheel.
name.
Oh, she named her one wheel Derek?
There's also Panda Tactical sticker. Oh, I guess I could flip it over like
Hell yeah.
this.
Hell
But it's
yeah.
the girl version of Panda Tactical. It's got the bow.
Wow.
Mm.
Shout out to Panda Tactical.
Mm. Wow. Hell yeah.
Damn. I wish I
Going
could.
around dirty.
I'm flying back to Philadelphia, and I'm gonna see you this weekend, Rhodes. Maybe, might possibly see Dave, but I fucking wish I had my one wheel. I have both of them sitting over here behind me, but
Mm.
I can't fly with them.
I mean, you can
It's
pick one up
honestly
on the
like
way.
It
it's
would
honestly like the best decision I've made. I love it. Love it.
it would actually be beneficial to pack up my podcast stuff and do this in person because it would be way fucking better, and we don't have to deal with all these fucking problems. But I don't know. Should I do that? Let us
True.
know in the comments. Even though this is coming out after this weekend, so that won't fucking do anything for me. I've never flown with this stuff, but the case that I keep everything in, like it's TSA compliant and everything. I could carry it on to a plane. It has little wheels and shit.
Ooh, little wheels.
Little wheels. It has like fangs, but for a case. Shout out to Seahorse Cases.
Mm.
My friend who works there, she sent this out so I could test it out, and it's fucking dope. I put all my shit in Seahorse Cases actually, which is nice. Um,
Are you saying people trust you to test stuff out and tell them how it is?
yeah, I actually have a whole YouTube channel
Like
where I test
food,
things out and tell people how it is.
Weird.
like stuff.
Testies, food reviews.
Uh,
Um,
yeah.
on the podcast that got fucked up before, we had a good discussion. And I've asked this question to a few other people, like who I've done podcasts with between then and now. We had a discussion. I think you brought it up, Rhodes. A fight between a grizzly bear and a gorilla, and we were on. Oh, we
Can I
talked
give
about
the
the zoo
backstory
too.
to this?
Yeah, backstory.
Can I give the backstory? So we were at a wedding. No one else was really. We got there early at the reception, and they had like a nice little ice luge and all this and all this stuff. No one was really drinking, so we got to drink a little early, and I was double fisting Jack and Cokes all night. Well, the theme of the party was like party animal or something, party animals.
Hmm.
So everyone with their card for like their seating arrangement, they like glued a little plastic animal on it, which was pretty cool. And everyone's like, "Oh, what'd you get? What'd you get?" Anyway, a few hours into the reception, we're shit faced, and we're sitting there arguing that like someone had a bear, someone what was the other one, a gorilla, someone had a gorilla, and they were like, this gorilla would fuck that bear up. Like, no way, the bear would fuck. So we just were going at it for like an hour. All the wives were mad that we were shit faced yelling at each other about bears and gorillas, and they got up and walked away, and we just kept arguing about it.
What
So
side were you on?
that's where this all came from. I'm 99% sure I was on gorilla side. While bears have claws and can move, I feel like the gorilla, like, oh, I just saw it on Instagram the other day, a picture of like, and it wasn't even a gorilla, it was a chimpanzee, like a hairless chimp, where you can like no hair on it. I don't know if it had some sort of condition or sickness or something, but how ripped a chimpanzee was, let alone a gorilla, which is bigger than that. I don't give a shit how big a claws a bear has. I feel like a gorilla, strength wise, plus they have like 95% of our brain in their head. I just feel like that's such an advantage over a bear. But
All right, Dave,
that's just
your
where I
take.
fall on that.
You didn't seem to agree with that.
Yeah, I think I'm on Team Bear. I mean, I recognize and understand that like a gorilla's got arms and like thumbs and stuff, right?
Hmm.
But I don't know, dude. I think a bear is just. But I guess gorillas have pretty nasty teeth too, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. Because I've talked about this with a few people, I've been thinking about it a bunch more, which is so fucking dumb. But we so most people right away say gorilla because they're just like, oh, gorillas are fucking gnarly. And I would always play devil's advocate and be like, oh, well, bears, like, they have claws. A lot of people don't know that bears can fucking climb. They're like, oh, yeah, but
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
gorilla's a monkey. And I'm like, yeah, dude, a bear can fucking sprint up a tree at like 20 miles an hour. So they got the claws, they got teeth and all that shit. But the more that I think about it now, monkeys, gorillas in general, or just any kind of like primate, they're so fast. I think like with like attacking, I think I've heard of more people surviving a bear attack than I have surviving a gorilla attack.
Chimpanzees have ripped like trainers limb from limb, like literally ripped their arms off of their body.
Yeah, and
Like
gorillas are.
insanely strong.
I think bears would
How do you
back
think they get so
down.
strong? Do you think they lift?
Gorillas?
Dude, I don't know if this
Do
gonna
you think
work
they
on
go
the
to the gym?
camera. This is. I just googled this. Look at this for you guys on YouTube. Look at that hairless chimp. The lighting's going off now.
No, I
Dude,
could see
Google
it.
it. Do yourself a favor and Google hairless chimpanzee. I'm telling you.
They're just
Like, and then
shredded.
think a gorilla's like, and then think like a gorilla is 2 or 3 times that size.
Yeah.
Like,
How
no thanks.
how,
Yeah.
how much would
Mm.
you pay to watch a bear fight a gorilla?
I
Like
love
like
animals. I
Floyd
wouldn't. I
versus
wouldn't want that to
Mayweather
be an organized event. I wouldn't want that to be an
or
organized
Floyd.
event. I love animals way too much. But if it was like on a nature documentary that somehow in the wild this happened, I would 100% watch. But I wouldn't want to support that.
Like McGregor versus
You know.
Mayweather, but on like the black market.
Mm, I wouldn't. I wouldn't watch it. Although I do love zoos, and my wife keeps yelling at me that zoos are terrible and that we shouldn't go to zoos. But
That was another thing that we were talking about. We were talking about going to the zoo as a 30-year-old adult. I
it's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, but not by yourself.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Dave would go to the zoo by himself
Should I tell
though.
this?
Yeah, I don't care. I'll
Should I
do
tell
anything
this
by myself.
story? We when Jack and I first started dating, we went to the zoo, and I was like driving up, and I saw one of my dad's best friends like walking in with his grandchild and his wife, and I put my window down. I go, "Hey, Bill, what's up? How you doing?" And he like said hi and waved and stuff. And then I didn't see him again. And then 2 weeks later, I see him. He was like, "Oh, what were you doing at the zoo?" And I was like, "Oh, I was going with my girlfriend." He was just like, "Oh, thank God." He was. I was like, "What?" He's like, "I don't know. If you'd have been there alone, I'd have been a little weirded out the fact that you would drive all the way to the zoo to go there by yourself." And I never really thought about it, but like, yeah, that is pretty fucking creepy. Like a grown man walking around by himself.
I guess if it's super accessible, if it's like a fucking 15-minute drive, it may not be that weird, but we would have to drive like an hour at least to get to a
Yeah,
good zoo.
yeah, yep, down to Philly. But yeah, we went to the Lehigh Valley Zoo the other day and took Wes and walked him around a little bit, even though I know he will never remember being there, but just something to do to get out of the house and walk. And it was
You don't
actually
think he'll
pretty
remember
cool.
it?
Or are his
I
eyes
mean,
even
I don't know.
open
He
yet?
did when we walked in. He said, "Hey, Dad, I'm so glad you brought us to the zoo." So maybe I just don't know.
What do,
But
what do you think
he
your
talks a lot.
what do you think your first memory is as a kid? Because like obviously he's probably not going to
Oh
remember that,
man,
but like the super earliest memory that you have. I think
I
mine
feel like I can
starts
like
at like
vaguely remember Halloween.
okay,
Sorry.
dressing
I
up.
can like vaguely remember one Halloween where like my dad made like a race car out of cardboard, like a cardboard box that went around me, and I had this little like plastic helmet with a visor on. But and for whatever reason I can like remember being on like my front porch with that costume on. But the other part of it too is though there's a picture of that, so I'm also of the mindset of like did
Probably
I just
remembering the
manifest the
picture.
picture into a memory because that's what people do that a lot. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
What about you, Dave?
There was an ice storm in like 1990.
5,
I don't know,
6?
5 or 6,
Yeah.
and
We got
I
like 3 feet
I
of snow that
I
year.
fell
Yeah.
and I busted my chin open. So I'm pretty sure like
You-
the pain experience is what like makes it a strong memory. But I feel like that's the earliest thing I can remember. There may be a chance that I can remember my mom like putting me in the back of her Jeep as a kid, and my mom smoked cigarettes. And like we would go for
Mm.
nighttime rides at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night if I couldn't sleep. And like I remember the smell of like secondhand smoke, which is and like
Nice.
nighttime secondhand smoke, which for some reason to me is the shit. Like I love that smell,
That's
but I don't know
probably
how
not
old
a
I
good
was
thing,
from that
dude.
memory.
Probably
So
not a good
like,
thing. I love the unfiltered tobacco burning in my lungs. Feels good.
Mm.
yeah,
Nothing like it.
I think I
What about
remember stuff from when I was like maybe 5 or 6 ish. Like I remember like maybe not t-ball, but like early maybe b-ball, something like that. I remember like riding my bike down to the park to play and shit like that. And then however old we were when we would go to like the park and pool. I mean, I was pretty fucking young when I
Yeah.
started going there.
I think you just started like 6 or 8, somewhere in there. I
Yeah.
have two very distinct memories when I was little, but I don't know if either are my first one. So I remember that same snowstorm, Dave, because at the time my dad was coaching high school wrestling. He tore his ACL, and like back then they really like immobilized your leg. And my mom made him go with us on a walk in 3 feet of snow. So I can just remember my dad walking and then like physically like lifting his whole straight leg up and over the snow as he walked. So every step he was like lifting his foot up and dropping it down in the snow.
Why'd
So like
she
I
make
was
him
never
walk?
him like
There was the blizzard of
because she
'96.
wanted to go on a family walk.
There was the
Yeah, she
blizzard
wanted
of
to go on a family
'96, which
walk.
was a lot of snow. But then this one was like an ice storm. Like my whole yard was a sheet of ice.
Yeah, I remember
Wow,
I
this
remember
was
the
the
blizzard
snowstorm.
too. I'm pretty sure my dad. Shout out to my dad. He's probably listening. I remember
Hey, Hoyt.
he. I think he had this thing that like made like igloo blocks, sort of like a sandcastle thing that you pack in. I like vaguely remember making
Yeah.
like a big igloo or something during that. And, dude, and where my childhood house was, it was up on a hill, and the wind would whip and like make just massive
Would,
drifts at the backside of
would
the
it also
house.
nay nay?
What? Oh, stupid. So dumb.
Dave. Yeah, the other memory I was gonna say that I remember, I forget. I was probably 5, 6, 7 years old tops, sitting in bed with like my mom watching TV one night, and my dad comes into the bedroom and says something to us, and I was like, "All right, see you later, peckerhead." And he turns around and like is dying laughing, like looks back, he's like, "What did you call me?" And I said, "Peckerhead," and he just kept laughing. He's like, "You shouldn't say that, but." I'm gonna go, like, or something like that. He wasn't mad, and like now looking back, like me, like if I like when Wes is 5 or 6 years old and I walk out of the room and he calls me a peckerhead, I would piss my pants laughing. Like
Where'd you learn
the
that
fact
from if it
that
wasn't from your dad?
probably from him, probably from him. I'm so absolutely.
I could see him calling you a peckerhead
Let's
as a
never
little
forget
kid.
that. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Mike, probably not listening, doesn't know how to work a podcast, doesn't even know what it is, but
Because he grew up before
shout out to
internet.
you.
Grew up before the
True.
internet.
Technology illiterate.
My dad's on the internet to like keep up with my life because I'm always busy doing shit, so he like watches my videos and stuff, which is super cool. Um,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah, dude. I had dude, so I keep getting these ideas for podcast topics and I put them on my list like I've always done. But I feel like this is
Mhm.
stuff that we've probably fucking talked about already. But
Right.
let's just hash this one out again because we definitely haven't talked about this in the past like 2 years since we haven't done this in a while. Um, I've been asking everyone like death row meals and stuff like that, which we had a whole fucking episode on. I'm pretty sure we had a whole episode on how dumb sex parties are, and then you just went and had one.
To be fair, it wasn't like a real sex party. Like we had already known it was more for everybody else than for us.
Okay, and to be
And we
fair,
also didn't do anything elaborate. We were gonna burn the whole fucking town down either.
that's what I was
So
gonna say. You didn't start West Coast wildfires this year, which is great. I was
absolutely
actually
not.
I was actually in Arizona last week or 2 weeks ago, and I was hiking. And the night I was getting in there to my camp spot, it was fucking lightning like crazy, and like hardly any rain was coming down. And then the next morning, I woke up mad early, went hiking with a dude who watches my channel. He just came, he knew I was in his area and came and met up with me and everything. And on the way out, I got an email from the park service, and they're like, "Hey, we're refunding you for your permit for the hike." It was a permitted type of thing, and
Mm,
I was like,
yeah.
"Why are they refunding this?" And it said due to closures of wildfires in the area. And we're like looking around, we're like,
Oh shit.
I didn't fucking see anything. We get all the way up to the top of where we started, where the parking lot was, which is like 1,500 feet in elevation change, so you can't see shit when you're down in the valley. And we get up to the top, and I'm looking at this email, and off in the distance is a huge like fucking mushroom cloud of just
Jesus.
like super thick smoke. It's all pine forest around there, so it was kind of like white smoke. And then we get out to the parking
Mhm.
lot, and there were a bunch of fucking rangers sitting around there. They're like, "Hey, this whole area is closed." I'm like, "Yeah, literally just found out. We got out of there at like maybe 11 o'clock in the morning." He's like, "All
Yeah.
right, I need your permit numbers and the license plate of your vehicle." And they're literally like counting people who are surviving. And then
Jesus.
I think 2 days later, I found out that it was because of those lightning strikes that happened the night before.
Mhm.
So it started a fire. Everything there is so fucking dead and dry. and it was like 115 degrees that whole week too. And
It's a
they
dry heat.
yeah, they evacuated the whole fucking area, and now it's why is that funny?
It's just like I don't
No,
know. It's just
Dry heat.
my godfather lived in Albuquerque. He was in the Air Force. He lived in New Mexico for probably 15 years, I would guess.
He said that a
And whenever
lot.
he'd come home to PA, people would always say that to him about the dry heat. No, they would say that to him. Oh, but it's a dry heat, and he's just like, I don't give a fuck. Dry heat, wet heat, whatever. It's 120. Like it's
Yeah,
hot. Like I don't. Doesn't matter what kind of heat it is. It's 120 degrees. Like it's, you know.
that's true.
It's funny.
People who've never experienced that too, they're like, "Oh yeah, but it's a dry heat." And like he said, it's like, "Yeah, but it's so fucking hot." I would still take dry heat over fucking humid heat. Cuz hasn't it been like 100 fucking degrees at home?
yeah. I have to
It was
paint
like
my deck.
95 yesterday and muggy as shit. Like I
Yeah,
hate it,
dude. Like
but
walking
that's just us
outside.
complaining. I'm old.
Same thing with the cold, dude. When it's 32 degrees in Pennsylvania and it's fucking moist outside, like that shit sucks. But
Yeah.
in Colorado or Utah, when it's fucking 32 degrees and there's no moisture in the air, you're just fucking chilling in a hoodie. So, anyway, all that to say, I forgot what the fuck we were talking about. I was asking people about death row meals and shit like that. We did a whole episode on that. I had one written here. I don't know if we talked about this or not. We're going to talk about it again. What is your, as of today, 2021, your perfect fast food order? Dave, you go first because you're a fast food connoisseur. So you can get fries from one place, you can get an entree from another place, a drink from another place.
Okay. Because I was gonna say
Dave's having you're like the Zach Galifianakis gif. All the math is going off above your head right now, Dave. You can see it.
um. All right, so well, this would have changed a long time. So a Chick-fil-A chicken salad sandwich was my shit for a long time.
I've never had that.
Chicken salad sandwich.
Chicken salad sandwich from Chick-fil-A, but they removed it from the menu because apparently I was the only person that ate it.
Damn.
But it was like my favorite sandwich out of all the fast food places.
Okay.
I'm definitely going with my drink is a lemonade from Chick-fil-A. And that's
Always.
That's good
Always.
lemonade. It fucks my
if
stomach
you tell
up,
me
though.
that your drink is anything other than that, like maybe it's some like Rogue Mountain Dew if you're lucky from Taco Bell or something.
Baja Blast.
But dude, I just don't think you can beat a Chick-fil-A lemonade. Like when I go to Chick-fil-A, the majority of my meal is me getting refills of lemonade and then pissing the rest of the day at work because
Dude,
of how
that's
much
so much
lemonade
fucking
it is.
sugar.
One thing I will say with Chick-fil-A though, when you get their drinks, like I always get the lemonade too, Dave. That's a fantastic call. They are
Yeah.
very heavy-handed on the ice. Very heavy-handed on the ice.
It's free
Like, if you go through
refills.
the
That's true,
drive-through,
but they're free.
it's gone before you're on the road.
Yeah.
Drive-through, yes. Drive-through. You always have to get a large. You
All
always
right.
have to get a large.
So you got a lemonade as your drink. What else we got?
You need a side and
Uh,
a dessert.
So my fries, it would be fries, and it's going to be really challenging for me to choose between Chick-fil-A fries and McDonald's fries.
Yeah.
And it depends on the day. What might sway me is that I get Polynesian sauce
For the
from
fries.
Chick-fil-A, and then I'll dip my fries in Polynesian sauce.
Yes. Next
Which is
level.
like
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
which is like a differentiator for sure. Because like I can eat both sets of fries like no sauce, right? And that's important. I don't want ketchup on my fries for some reason. I've just like grown up that way. McDonald's fries by themselves probably beat out Chick-fil-A fries, but if I can dip my Chick-fil-A fries in my Polynesian sauce,
Well,
like I'm doing that.
You can get Polynesian with your Chick-fil-A sandwich on the side and then get McDonald's fries and dip those in
yeah.
there.
They now sell bottles of Polynesian and Chick-fil-A sauce at the grocery store. You can
Yeah.
have Polynesian on whatever you want.
That's nice. That's nice.
I've had
So-
it on whatever I've wanted. But just a word to everybody, that's how you get ants. Just so you know.
True.
Put Polynesian on the wrong thing, you know?
Getting
So
ants.
I'm heavily swayed towards Chick-fil-A, but then the rest of my order is probably just McDoubles or like a double cheeseburger from McDonald's.
That's your side.
No, that's my main. That's my meal.
Oh, okay. What
It's like
about
a double cheeseburger.
you need a dessert?
Oh, dessert. I mean, like
That's
Dairy
hard.
Queen, like Dairy Queen Blizzard
Like a
with cookie dough,
blizzard?
Reese's peanut butter cup, and Butterfinger. But does that count? That's like its own separate entity.
No, that's Dairy Queen is a fast food restaurant too.
Yeah,
So
then Dairy
Dave, the
Queen.
first say the first time you told me how many things you get in your Blizzard at Dairy Queen, I didn't think that that was allowed. Like you changed my life
Oh, dude, my Blizzard is seven
by
fifty. Like my Blizzard costs
yeah.
as much as a meal,
wait, what do you
but
get in
it's
it?
good.
Doesn't matter.
All right, shh, it's quiet because everybody who's listening right now needs to try this Blizzard because I promise it will change your life. I don't care what you like and dislike.
I might try it tonight.
Rattled my G
Cook-
spot. Yeah.
Cookie dough, Reese's peanut butter cup, and Butterfinger.
Cookie dough, Reese's peanut butter cup, and Butterfinger. I love all of those
I
things.
think I I think I did my own variation of that with like the Oreo stuff in it instead of Butterfinger because I'm not a huge Butterfinger guy. But when you like laid out that you did, because I've gone to Dairy Queen for a very long time, and I never have even thought of combining different toppings. You're always just locked in like I want to get this kind of Blizzard.
Be
It's
Yeah.
like
creative.
no, if you're willing to spend the bucks, they'll put everything in there if you want
Hmm.
to.
And that ensures
Changed
that
my
you're
life.
not just eating like mostly soft serve with like a couple of ingredients. Like, dude, when I order that, I dig in and every bite is like full of toppings. You're just like, fuck yes! Every bite makes you so happy.
Damn, I might have to try that. Maybe with Oreos too instead of cookie dough.
Yeah,
Fuck with Oreos.
I would be okay with that. But the cookie dough, like
I like
when
the
you get
cookie dough Oreo combo.
Ooh, that does sound good.
all right, so but there's like my full tray. A double cheeseburger from McDonald's. I'm going with fries dipped in Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A and a Chick-fil-A lemonade.
All right, easy enough. Roads.
I've been thinking this whole time, and I really don't know where to start. So for me, the untouchable entree is just as many Chick-fil-A nuggets as you can get with Polynesian sauce. To me, that is the pinnacle of an entree of food wise at fast food.
It's pretty good,
Nothing will
yeah.
beat it.
Just chicken and
Good.
Polynesian.
Just just chicken and Polynesian. Don't need to gussy it up with anything extra.
Gussy
Like
it
Dave
up.
with his McDouble, I'm gonna go off the board here with my sides.
Okay.
So kind of like your chicken salad sandwich, this has been discontinued at Taco Bell. It was called the cheesy potato burrito.
Oh
Just
yeah.
ground beef, nacho cheese,
Mm-hmm.
sour cream, and those little potatoes in a burrito. Incredible. Always get it. Like Dave with the chicken salad, I probably was the only person ordering it because it's not on the menu anymore. Amazing. Because I'd always get some sort of meal and then I'd get that in addition to whatever the meal was.
I think they brought that back.
They did for a limited time. So the problem was I had seen that commercial and Jack had never eaten Taco Bell. So I kind of like talked her into going to Taco Bell. I went and I asked to order. She's like, "Oh no, sorry, that was a limited time promotion. We're on to the next whatever kind of thing it was." So it had come back and left again, and I missed it.
Damn.
So I was very upset.
That's
Sorry for your
upsetting.
loss, dude.
So that's my side. My drink, I don't want to do more than one at the same place. Like Baja Blast out of the
Taco Bell.
soda fountain can't be topped. Can't be topped. They try to do the in the bottle at Wawa wherever it's not the
Yeah,
same.
that
You
shit
got
ain't
to
the
get
same.
it out of the fountain.
Nah, it's not as good.
But since I'm not going to double up on the same place, I like at Five Guys with the big Coke machine
Yep.
where you can do all your variations. I like to do the cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Rattles your
I could
G
do
spot.
that.
Telling you.
Cherry vanilla
or,
Dr. Pepper.
or a vanilla root beer. Or a vanilla root beer. Like the extra vanilla in the root beer. So good.
I think we need to do
Um,
an aside too and just talk about like what your favorite thing out of that like Ferrari of a machine is.
I always just get
Yeah.
like basic shit out of there. Just like fucking
What?
orange soda or whatever.
Oh, the
No,
world
dude.
is your oyster when you
No,
have that
like
machine.
orange. I like the high C like orange creamsicle thing. It's like orange
I
high
don't wanna
C
drink
with
that,
vanilla
though.
in it. It's like It's like a
What?
creamsicle high C.
I don't drink a whole lot of soda as it is, but my soda tops Chick-fil-A lemonade and Baja Blast. I'm pretty sure it
Well,
does.
your turn is coming.
All right,
Yeah,
continue.
you wait.
I'll let you finish.
Go to that Ferrari machine. You go to that Ferrari machine. You get cherry vanilla Dr Pepper. It is amazing.
Dr.
Yeah, stop
Pepper.
getting just a Coke.
Just on the
Dr.
on that-
Pepper is like
that machine
medicine
was
already.
built to-
Yeah, just on the that was built to just mix and match whatever
Yeah,
your heart
I don't know
desires.
what you're doing, just getting a normal
That's-
drink out of there.
I'm just
Crazy.
To go on the French fry debate, I do agree with Dave that if you're eating them just straight up, nothing tops McDonald's fries. But the fact you can dip Chick-fil-A fries in Chick-fil-A sauces, that sets them aside. And my dessert, I'm not a big fast food dessert person. I just like a good Frosty from Wendy's.
okay. Yeah.
I know
Chocolate,
that's
right?
simple, but I just sometimes I think just like the simplest shit is the best. Just a nice Frosty from Wendy's.
Chocolate, right?
You
You
know?
can't get
So
vanilla.
there's my fast food.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake.
I think they started doing vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla's
Uh-oh.
garbage though. So chocolate it is.
So my go-to is that Blizzard that we discussed.
Yep.
But that is because of the rarity of the store we call Cinnabon.
Yeah,
If
technically
you
that's
get
fast
me
food.
like a classic Cinnabon that like 800 calories worth of a cinnamon sugar swirly with icing on top, dude.
Do you get the extra cup of cum to pour all over it or no?
No, I don't. I think it's perfect just the way it comes. And I drive out of my way sometimes to get Cinnabon. It's good. It's competitive with Dairy Queen for sure.
I just heard a bunch of beeping and I was like, "Oh fuck, is the podcast turning off again?" Like, what is going on right now?
Dude, we would this would be my last attempt.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm fucking done. Okay. My order would probably change on the fucking day, just because like whatever I'm in the mood for. Right now, though, after weighing all the options, does Chipotle count as fast food? Kind of.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
typically,
And
I
I
would
miss Chipotle.
get a steak burrito, but I've been eating Chipotle so much lately where I'm like, I don't want to do that right now. So I think I'd have to go with RHOADS and say like as many Chick-fil-A nuggets as I can get. So like the party platter, like 250 of them.
Fuck me up.
Yeah,
Yep.
wouldn't be able to eat all of them, but I would get Chick-fil-A sauce and Polynesian sauce with that because, of course, why would you not? And then for the drink, this is one that was around for a while, and I was in like Salt Lake City, Utah a little while ago, and they had this at the soda machine at this place. I forget the name of the fucking place. It was like a sandwich shop. Fucking Mountain Dew Code Red. When's the last time you had that?
I don't drink soda, but
It's good.
a lot
I
of my
was
friends
never
used
a
to like
big Code Red guy.
Dude, I fucking love Code Red. Brought back memories of like playing Call of Duty and fucking getting the XP points
Hell
on the
yeah.
side of the
Type it
thing.
in the
But
so say type it in the 57-digit long code for the extra XP.
yeah, but it hits differently out of a fucking machine as opposed to like a bottle and shit. So Chick-fil-A
You got it in a
nugs.
machine.
What?
I didn't know that ever even came out of a machine. You got that out of a machine. like out
Yeah,
of a
yeah,
fountain.
a soda fountain. Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's very rare, but I wish I knew the name of that place because it was really good. And then sides. We could do multiple sides, right? Kinda.
Sure.
Chicken quesadilla from Taco Bell. I always get those as like a side.
You get that whole fucking thing as the side.
Yeah, dude, they're little. They're like real
Good for
skinny.
you, bro.
Fuck-
Yeah, they're skinny. Yeah, they're all right.
It's just like you get the fucking cheesy potato as a side. You got to get the fucking chicken quesadilla as
That's
a
like
side.
a little burrito.
Yeah, it's a lot
whatever.
of shit in it though. What is that fast food right there, Dave? What is that?
No, this is devastating, is what this is. These are white fudge covered Oreos that somebody gave me for my birthday. A
They
week or
all
two
melted
ago,
together.
and they all just melted into one piece.
God
Like, how do I
damn.
even eat this?
So I would get
Let's take a bite out of it.
that as a side, and then I would also get curly fries from Arby's, and which
That is
like
the
them.
only. That is the only acceptable thing to get off the Arby's menu. There's nothing
Whoa,
You
else
dude.
that
you don't like their
that should
roast
be
beef
eaten at
sandwiches?
Arby's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a classic roast beef with Arby's sauce is very
I
good.
used to when I was younger, and the last time I had it, I'm out. I'm
Dude,
out on it.
they
Yeah.
even have good fucking Reubens, believe it or not. I had one like fuck, I don't
Hmm.
know, like a year ago maybe, but it was good. I never go to fast food places anymore, but
By the way, if your name is Ruben, there's something wrong with you probably.
you
The
think?
name Ruben is weird.
A way to alienate part of the audience.
You
Yeah,
think there's
dude.
Dave.
anybody out there listening that their name is Ruben?
Yeah, right now he's like, what the fuck, dude?
Maybe.
Unsubscribe, fucking 1-star review. So yeah, that would be a side with I can use the Polynesian sauce and ketchup on curly fries. Actually, Arby's sauce on curly fries is fucking delicious too. They got good sauce there.
I would believe that.
And
Okay.
then
Okay.
I'm not a big dessert guy, so I'll probably like right now, I think a fucking McDonald's apple pie sounds really good. So I'd probably go with one of those.
Burger King's apple pies are way better than McDonald's.
Dude, I could count on
Dave,
one
you
hand
are
the
a
amount of times
fast
I've eaten
food
at
guy.
Burger King. Literally on
Go
one.
get-
I would
go
agree
get
with
it-
that statement.
Wait, hold on. You're agreeing that you wouldn't eat at Burger King?
I just am saying, like, I very rarely ate at Burger King in my entire life. Like, I would say I eat at Chick-fil-A the most
Yeah.
out of fast food,
Yeah.
and then it like falls way off a cliff, and then it was like maybe McDonald's or Wendy's, and then Burger King is down three more
Ooh.
cliffs of
Wen-
how often I've eaten it.
Wendy's is good too. I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that, but yeah,
So Burger King,
Although, while we're talking about fast food, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Burger King.
No?
The only thing that I've ever really eaten from Burger King is their sausage, egg, and cheese croissant sandwiches. Like, other than that, if I don't have any other options, I'll go to Burger King. But I don't go to Burger King for much other than their sausage, egg, and cheese, and then an apple pie. Their apple pies are like a 9 out of 10 for me.
What a fantastic segue, Dave. Because what I was going to say, when we were talking about Wendy's, they make a breakfast baconator. There are human beings in the world who start their day every day with a breakfast baconator. They are out there among us, these people that want to eat that at 7 a.m. out of a drive-thru. Just let that sink into your brains.
that sounds like Warren
All
Buffett.
it is the baconator. All it is the baconator you order for dinner, and they put an egg patty on it.
Sounds
And
delicious.
somehow,
Yeah, it's breakfast.
sure, it does, but not at 7 a.m. I'm not starting my day with that. I'd go home and take a nap. I'd go right back to bed. You're done for the day.
Have you ever
8,000 calories before the sun comes up. You're done.
heard of Warren Buffett's like daily routine of what he eats, like his diet?
Like a cherry Coke. I
Yeah,
forget what else isn't it? Some soda every day.
yeah, it's like a ton of Coke, or some kind of soda, like cans of soda, and he drinks
Warren
like
Buffett does a bunch of Coke.
yeah, well that probably too.
Oh yeah. How do you think and he only sleeps like 3 hours a night or something, right?
I don't remember, but there's this dude
Or
who
he's
did a
up
video.
at 3 a.m.
He like followed his diet and he eats McDonald's breakfast every fucking morning, and he bases his order off of what the stock market is doing. So I don't know if this is exact, but like if the stock market is up in the morning, he'll get like a fucking McGriddle or something like that. And then if it hasn't changed at all, he'll get like the platter of fucking pancakes and shit. And if it's down, he'll get something else. Every fucking day.
I will never order the platter at McDonald's for breakfast.
You ever have one of those?
No.
Never have, never will.
Do they still do that even?
No, never have, never will.
I remember
I don't
getting that
know.
as a kid. They had pancakes and
Dude,
like
the
fucking.
McGriddle though.
I don't
the
think I've
McGriddle.
ever had
How
a
did-
McGriddle.
How do they get the syrup in the bun?
They fucking.
How do they do that?
They probably squirt it on as they're like before they flip it.
It's like little globs like in the bun.
I don't know.
It can't obviously be very good for you, but it is a scientific marvel that they can do that somehow.
At
Don't know
first,
how they figured that out.
at first when we were talking about this, I was like, "Ooh, I'm kind of hungry." But now thinking about McDonald's breakfast, I'm like, you know what? I'm not super hungry anymore. Sounds fucking gross now. So bad.
One thing with soda, before we tie a bow on this, which it sounds like we're about to, since I have an empty can of it right here, this is the greatest soda in the history of the world.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I haven't had that in
Pennsylvania Dutch
fucking
Birch
years.
beer. The best. Me neither. I was at the grocery store and I saw it and I was like, gotta get it.
That's some like that's some
Best soda in the
Pennsylvania
world.
Dutch
Look it
shit
up,
for sure.
order it to your house. That's some Pennsylvania Dutch stuff right there. Yeah. You made me
Damn.
sad talking about Chipotle. I just talked about it with Jack the other day. I went from eating it like twice a week to now I probably haven't had Chipotle in honestly like 18 months.
What?
Like that was one of those like during COVID, I just was like, I'm good. I stopped going.
Damn, dude. It's not even that bad for
Yeah.
you. I've had it way too often in the past week. I've probably had it like 3 times. Not good. But
That's a
still
Anybody
lot.
good.
not watching this, Dave's quiet because he's eating a giant snowball of melted Oreo right now.
Looks great.
Oh, it's gone already. Good
Yeah,
Lord,
it's mostly
David.
gone. And this was actually the whole thing because it was all in one clump. So that means that I just had, let's see, serving size, 8 cookies.
Wait,
Serving.
that was everything?
Yeah, that was the whole
That
package.
was the whole. Oh my God.
How much sugar was
All right,
that?
so 6 servings per container, and 150 calories per serving.
150?
Yeah,
So that's
That's 900.
900 calories.
100 calories.
Not fucking good, dude.
That's actually
I'll be fine.
that is way lower than I anticipated that entire package to say it was.
Hmm.
I thought easily double that for that entire bag. I guess
I mean,
it's
at
not
this
that big
point,
of a
like, I
bag.
don't want it anymore, but like, I grabbed the whole thing, and I just feel like I'm committed to having to eat it now.
Yeah, who's gonna put one bite back in the bag? Like you
Yeah,
gotta
it's
finish
ridiculous.
it at this point.
You
Yeah.
can't do it. Yeah, I guess we can fucking wrap things up here. I'm gonna see you guys.
Really, I feel like we haven't talked about that. Have we been talking for a while?
Well, I don't know. Like I've been recording for over an hour, but things were fucked up, so I honestly don't really know how long we've been recording for.
Stu, can we do the thing that I want everybody's top 3 or top 5?
Okay,
What do we think? A top 3 or a top 5 list of things?
probably
Okay, I was thinking about this the other day
three, top 3.
because it's hot out now. What are your top 3 inventions of all time? It can be literally anything in the entire world. What are the top 3 things that were ever invented?
Do you count the harness?
It can be anything. It could be a pencil. It could be anything
All right. Do you count
at all.
harnessing electricity as an invention?
Yes.
Okay, so that is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Then I would say a combustion engine
Okay.
as a general thing.
Sure.
Those are like the 2 no-brainers for me. I'm trying to think of a third.
You're going way more macro, and I'm gonna go way micro on you.
Okay, I'll go micro on the last one if I can fucking think of anything. Damn. Yeah, like I keep thinking too big. I'm thinking like silicon like microprocessors and shit like that, like computer chips, obviously. Those would be my 3 off the bat, but let's hear yours and then I might reassess my situation.
My number 1, easily air conditioning.
Oh, air
By
conditioning
far,
was
my
on my
number
list for
1
sure.
top invention.
Okay.
Number 1, easy number 1. Imagine life if there was no such thing as air conditioning.
But we would be fine.
Terrible. I mean,
We would be fine.
we would be fine, but it would be very awful. You'd be very sweaty all the time.
But you wouldn't
Okay.
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know any different, so
But now that I do know,
it would be fucking miserable.
could you ever?
Like I have my AC off right now.
Um,
I had it set to 69 before and now it's 75 degrees in here,
Nice.
which is not good.
No,
Top.
not great. Number 2, refrigerators. Change our lives. Change the world. Right?
You
You
know,
can actually keep food for more than like a day.
you know how
It
they
can
used
last
to
for a long
do.
time.
You know how they used to like old school refrigerators before like actual refrigeration was a thing.
An ice
Wine
box. They'd
cellars.
ship you a block of ice.
Yeah, my dad has one. I think that came out of my grandfather's hotel. It's just like a big wooden chest, and then you slide a big block of ice in the bottom of it, and that's just how it keeps shit cold. It's like metal on the inside. It's kind of cool actually, but
When we were when we were in Maine, we went to a bar that was and it was called like the Ice House, and it was like a big brick. It used to be like an old like factory building where they just have giant blocks of ice, and it was right near the railroad tracks. They cut it up into pieces to put on the railroad tracks to ship it south.
that's
But yeah,
wild.
just giant blocks of ice like that.
Hmm.
So air conditioning, refrigerators. I should have
And
thought about this more. My my third one is probably headphones. I love being able to just put little music in my ear and walk around wherever I want to go. I think that changed the world instead of like speakers. I think those are my three big ones that I very much enjoy. They're all very personal to what's going on in my life these days. I'm sitting inside, I need air conditioning. I have a lot of food people are bringing us, and I also like to go for walks and clear my head and put headphones in.
drowned
So
out
those are my
baby
three.
screaming.
Yes.
Okay.
Apple TV letting you connect your AirPods to it, game changer.
Oh, I didn't know you could
Hell
do
yeah.
that. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
David.
A refrigerator is got to be number one.
Okay.
Um, like yeah, it's got to be number one. Air conditioning is important, but like realistically, if you've ever been up to like your mountain house where I would probably live if air conditioning didn't exist, like if you live up in the woods a little bit, even on the hottest day, you can still survive in your house. Like your house, if it's in the woods, only gets up to like 75,
Yeah, if you got shade
maybe
all around you,
80.
it's definitely a lot
Yeah.
cooler.
So like AC is great, but I could live without AC. Refrigerators are huge. Cell phone is like obviously a life changer.
Yeah,
Like
that
everybody uses their cell phone constantly now. I get everything that I need to know about anything from it. Like obviously cell phone paired with like the internet. Everything that comes on your cell phone is like practically everything you need from work to information to communication.
yeah, I mean,
Like
I could live on my I mean, I do live on my cell phone as it is, so
yeah,
I could do
Us-
without it.
I
I hate
don't
it.
I I hate
I
that I
know it's
need
a
it.
necessity, but I hate it.
you
The
ever
Yeah.
amount of information that I have access to just from my cell phone, the things that I can do, like the fact that I know I don't have to go on MapQuest and download maps
Yo,
and then
fucking
print them out
MapQuest.
to figure out how to get to my friend's house. Like the fact that I can just turn my phone on and it tells me how to get there.
Yeah,
And
it's
we have
Like
a
my
like
pretty good.
one quick comment here.
yeah.
Nothing makes me more upset on the highway than people not knowing what exit to get off of. You all have a little mini fucking GPS in your pocket. Like there is no excuse for not knowing where to go when you're driving.
And then they'll fucking cut you
Right?
off
To go
because
along
they're
with
about to get
MapQuest, like
off and they're like, "Nope." Just
yes,
fly back onto the highway.
no excuse. No excuse.
Yeah, that's true. Um that was only two for you, Dave, right?
Yes, too. So
On David.
refrigerator, cell phone.
Do 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 do. Dun, 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 dun.
They come to me.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
It's a very broad question, I know, but it's like very it tells a lot about
Yeah.
people.
I think towns where I think
Like
like a
talent
vehicle,
thinks big.
transportation, like means of like yeah, a vehicle, being able to get to where I need to go in a reasonable amount of time without having to walk or ride a horse.
I was hoping we all would have picked like things, like an
Like
individual thing that I
objects.
have in my house
Yeah.
that I couldn't live without. Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
well.
if we're doing that, I'm picking like the three most obvious: my fucking computer, which I'm talking into, my camera, which I'm talking into, and my fucking cell phone, which is sitting right here. Like those are the main. like that's what I use to live my life right now. So like I fucking need these 3 things to make life happen. So that's an easy one for me, picking objects. But anyway, we're over an hour now, and this is gonna be a fucking nightmare to edit. So
Jesus Christ.
I'll end it here, but we can keep talking, and hopefully maybe I can bring this stuff on a fucking flight to Philadelphia with me, and we can do one in person. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. For everyone out there still listening, fucking love you guys. If you could subscribe to the YouTube channel, no matter where you're listening to this right now, go to YouTube and subscribe there and comment there, because that's like how I can communicate with you guys. And leave us ratings wherever you listen, Spotify, follow us there, fucking Apple ratings, Google, and a lot of people actually listen on SoundCloud, which is surprising to me. So shout out to you guys. If you want these episodes early, check out the Patreon. I'll leave a link for that in the description down below. You guys want to chime in with anything else? Where to find you at? You don't really use social media anymore.
You can look for me on SoundCloud. My rapper name on there is... No, I don't. Just, hey, you can follow me if you want to. It doesn't matter. No sweat off my back.
I was just gonna like spit Rhoads' address and tell people to send him baby gifts, but
No, definitely don't do that.
probably not the best idea.
I'll have to edit that out.
Rhoads is gonna have to open a PO box.
Man.
Send
Please don't.
diapers.
I would appreciate it, but please don't. We have a... Actually, we probably could use diapers eventually. That's the one thing, dude. Babies, they shit a lot. You can send diapers.
You heard it here first, folks. Babies shit a lot.
Send it to Talon's old P.O. box. I'll be in that area soon.
Don't do that, because that thing's long been closed. All right, guys, that's it for this week. Thank you for listening, and we will talk to you next week.